I know that Heartland Season 18 is being a disappointment for a lot of people. I mean, the views show it all. The ratings are lower than ever, and it seems like after 2 decades, the series is struggling to attract viewers for the first time. Honestly, I get where all the criticisms are coming from, and I know that a lot of you guys are still mad about Ty's death, which is something I totally agree. That being said, I have to admit that I enjoy this season of the show quite a bit. In fact, I'm looking forward to watching it every single week, which is something I felt for the show for the first time since Ty's death. I think the topics they are covering are very relatable, and the romantic saga between Nathan and Amy is really getting me. And based on what we know so far, this will be the case in episode 8 of the show as well. In fact, we are about to get perhaps the most emotionally challenging episode of the season so far. Now, as you all know, this week's episode was already revolving around a lot of health-related topics. Nathan's father's Alzheimer's continues to be an issue for both families as it impacts every single aspect of their lives. I'll get into how it will impact Amy and Nathan specifically later on, but before that, we need to talk about how this health issue will reflect on the Flemings. Do you remember Tim's stroke-like attack in the barn? Well, as he is heading to Texas for the rodeo, his illness will return in the most concerning way ever. In fact, he will be forced to cut his trip early and rush into a hospital in Alberta. So as Flemings were feeling bad for Nathan and his father's illness, they would have to face the health crisis within their own family. And yes, it will be heartbreaking, while also bonding Nathan's family with the Flemings even more. Do you think this will be the last season we see Tim? Or am I being dramatic? Let me know in the comments below. Meanwhile, Lou's struggle with Katie will continue. Whether you call it fate or divine justice, it is clear that Lou has a daughter who is eerily similar to her in terms of her character. Just like her mother, she is determined, sees no issues in bending the lines of morality for the things she wants to achieve. She is stubborn and does not know how to step back. Now, it has been already difficult to watch all these character qualities in Lou for the past 20 years. Watching them also in Katie honestly drives me crazy. I already mentioned in last week's video that I want to skip Katie's scenes week after week. In this week's episode though, I wanted to give her a chance, only to get really mad at her. Seriously, you guys, am I the only one who finds her insufferable? I cannot stand her so much that I genuinely started to feel sorry for Lou, which is a very novel feeling for me. Unfortunately, Lou's challenge with Katie will continue in episode 8 as well. We will see Katie spiral even more, drinking alcohol for real only to annoy her mother. And yes, she will find herself in an even bigger trouble. Honestly, God help Lou. Plus, this is not the only struggle Lou is facing right now. Her relationship with Amy has also shattered after she spilled Nathan's secret and cost him his customer. The good thing about sisterhood, though, is the fact that they usually cannot stay mad at each other for so long. So we will see the two coming back together in episode 8, bonding mostly over their father's unexpected illness. Moreover, Amy will be the one who saves Katie from trouble as her auntie, which will be a huge plus for her relationship with Lou. However, this does not change the fact that Amy has lost the first man she loved after Ty because of her family and work. I mean, I genuinely felt sorry for them, but I also felt like they had to break up since their romance wouldn't have lasted when Amy's family basically stole Nathan's customer while Nathan kicked off their cattle from his land. It is basically a Romeo and Juliet situation at this point, and I don't see how the romance could work under these circumstances. That being said, in episode 8, something crazy will happen. For the first time ever, Nathan and Amy will have a truly intimate moment. So far, we saw them forming an emotional bond, but we did not see them sharing a passion together. This time, they will have an awkward encounter that will amp up their desire for each other, which will lead them to reconsider their decision all over again. So yes, some minor steamy time is ahead for the couple, and perhaps a new hope for their romance to shine bright again. The good thing is, at the very end of episode 7, Nathan realizes he is very protective over his father, and by doing so, he is keeping him from enjoying his life with his friends such as Jack. Perhaps he thought, Heartland is not the enemy but a friend to help with his father's situation. This feeling will intensify when he finds out about Tim's illness, and he will let the Heartland cattle to remain in his land. Is it just me, or is this season moving towards an ending that Nathan and the Flemings eventually merging their ranches? Let me know what you think in the comments below. For more updates on Heartland, make sure to like and follow. Watch the video on the screen to see what has been going on in another epic rancher series, Yellowstone.